What's up, everybody? Hey, y'all. Isn't that like a basketball movie, Sam? I've heard of Soul in the Hole before, but yeah. I'm really not doing too good, Sam. I mean, Q. I'm gonna call you Sam for a minute. Not doing too good today. Not doing too good. No, did I just fart? Yeah, I just farted. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. Jesus Christ. Of course. I just had a bad day today. I had a fucking bad day. I really just want to do this fucking review and get fucked up tonight. Because I'm tired of fucking people with their bullshit, wasting my fucking energy. But you know what? It's all good. All I asked for was to get one thing done this fucking week. All I fucking asked for. It's fine. I really don't. That's fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm always good. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna turn this camera on in case that's bad. Hey Ronnie, what's up? Never been this. I swear, this month has never been good for me. But you know what? Not letting, at this point, I'm not letting shit go. I'm not letting shit go today. Not letting shit go. Favorite Bob Marley song? I'm gonna have to go with Kinky Reggae. I'm sorry y'all have to see me out my element, but I've been kind of holding this shit in, and now I'm just releasing it, really. What's your favorite Bob Marley song, Q? Yeah, I shot the sheriff, Buffalo Soldier. Those are some of my favorite ones as well. Oh, really? How was that? Be real. Okay, dope choices. Did you play the Lauryn Hill version or the original Exodus version of Turn Your Lights Down Low? Hey, Alonzo. I do think Rick James is underrated as a producer. There's not really been a lot of Bob Marley songs I would hear in samples, but I did like the sample that 50 Cent used. I want to say he sampled him for Window Shopper. I want to say. I'm not gonna lie. Me and Try are doing a reaction to Donda. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really looking forward to it like that, but at the same time, too, I'm curious. And we all know Try loves Kanye, so. Yeah, Naughty by Nature did sample that for Everything's Gonna Be Alright. I forgot. Just a little trivia in case you guys don't know. Prodigy was throwing shots at Keith Murray with that verse. Oh my god. Well, this was the beginning of their beef with one another because if you guys remember, um, it all started because Prodigy, Mob Deep, they will have that skit from the Infamous, and so the Infamous prelude, they said like rappers on that space shit, talk about getting high nonstop, you know what I'm saying, and Keith Murray, Redman, the whole Death Squad. They had like an emphasis when it came to like that weed shit, weed rap, whatever. And so, if I'm not mistaken, after he threw his shots, I want to say Keith Murray threw shots at I want to say Keith Murray did those shots, especially in the Enigma album and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So if you listen to the Enigma intro, like you can tell he was talking about Prodigy, but at the same time, I gotta do a whole video on that fucking shit. What's good?
What's up?
Not much. Just trying to relax, trying to calm down. If that makes sense. Yeah, I was just letting them know about Prodigy throwing shots at Keith Murray on the I Shot Your remix and shit.
Who would have won that?
That beef between Prodigy and Keith?
Yeah.
That's a good ass question, man. Because I've always gone back and forth. I'm gonna have to give the slight edge to P. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
That's crazy.
Because I know I was letting them know that Keith Murray was throwing shots at them in the Enigma, and then Mobb Deep came out with the In the Long Run off Hell on Earth. But the crazy thing about that was you have to actually have like a CD just to unlock that fucking track, because that's like a hidden track.
Right.
Yeah. Jesus. But yeah, man. How you doing?
Good.
That's what's up. I turn my shit on. I just realized Pudgee don't have no Wikipedia and shit, so. Nah, but I got it.
That's why I wanted him on here so that he can discuss this album with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I spoke to him last week. He said okay, I'm down. I ain't hear nothing back. So once again, when we salute these artists and when these artists get mad and be like, they want to know where their recognition is at and where's the respect. When we're saluting these artists and talking about their project and want them on the show and they don't want to come on, don't blame us.
No.
I'm not going out of my way to hit up every artist just to bring them on here so we can discuss shit.
No, and that's what we try to keep under the wraps.
We did that when we was on Speaker Cloud, and I went to Mad Skills, and I went to the ITC, and this one and that one, Illa G to get on. They didn't want to come on as well. You know what I'm saying? So this is why when people ask like, "Oh, y'all, yeah, we don't have guests on unless we fuck with them like that, unless we personally know them, because a lot
Yeah,
of these artists are like so full of themselves, and they feel like they're already legends and shit. I'm like, no, we discussing your shit, especially an album that nobody has any idea about. We don't have no information about it. To come on and niggas just want to like read messages and then that's it. So don't blame me. That's just how it goes. I'm not going out of my way to hit up no artist to come on here and they wanna just read messages and that's it. It ain't gonna happen. I'ma act like the diva. They wanna act like the diva, I'ma act like the diva.
okay, I found what I was looking for. Yeah, because I would have loved to have had him on this fucking show. Loved.
It's, this is
But you
for
know
this is
what?
for
I
you,
don't
bro. This is for your legacy that a lot of heads don't know about him. It would have been great for him to bring him on here, but don't blame us.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck, to be real with you.
The show will go on regardless. I was just I had the idea. I'm like, yo, being that we're gonna discuss this album, let's bring him on the show. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I don't get that. Now later on, if he hit me up and he say, "Oh, what happened? I hit you up days ago. Like you read the message. It said red. So if you leave me on red and you don't get back to me, that's on you."
Mm-mm-mm. See, even
Well,
Lonzo says, "Who was Pudgee, anyways?"
yeah,
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. A lot of heads don't know about him. We're the only show that's talking about your album. Nobody else is doing that. It would be nice if I'm inviting you to come on and talk about your album with us, since nobody else is talking about it. It would be nice for you to be on here for like 5-10 minutes and be like, "Yo, let me tell you all how it was making this album or whatever." He left me on red, so you can't say I ain't hit you up. I hit him up since like last Wednesday about it. You know what I'm saying? This is why we don't go out of our way to hit up everybody. Like the Jones connection was different. That was totally spontaneous. They good guys or whatever. I enjoyed that.
shout out
But
to
we're
them.
not gonna keep. We're not gonna be doing that all the time. Melvin Moore. What is the situation with Melvin Moore?
I just gave up on that
You
because
know
I
what
hit
I'm
him on
saying?
how many
It's like,
fucking times.
bro, like we not doing this for no money, man. This is for the culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Exactly.
we're not gonna go out of our way to hit up everybody to come on. If they 1 minute they down and the next minute they gotta
But
accept.
these artists, they will go to these like other motherfucking podcasts where white people own them shits and shit
I
like
don't
that.
get it.
But
I don't
I don't
get it.
understand that fucking shit.
I don't get it.
Like, how many fucking times can we ask such and
They
such about this, such and such about that? Like, give me something fucking new.
it can't be always about the money. You know what I'm saying? This is about your legacy is bigger than the money. Money comes and goes. Your
I
legacy
did
will
I
always
did with
remain.
the same bullshit with Angie fucking Stone and shit. So fuck her.
The legacy will always be there. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he was broke or if he was filthy rich. Your legacy should mean more than the dollar. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these artists don't get that. So when they don't get their flowers and they feel like, oh well, no, nobody respects my work and my music, that's why. Because when we try to do it, niggas just want to leave us on red. So I'm not going out of my way no more to hit nobody up to come on here.
At
Anybody
this
come on here is gonna be people that we fuck with.
yeah, at this point, I'm just taking respect. You
That's
just gotta take respect from this point forward. We can't just go around saying, "Oh, we want respect for this." Now we're gonna take respect from these motherfuckers. At this point,
that
I
is
don't
what
give
it
a flying fuck.
I know many unsigned artists. I could do an interview with them right now, and nobody know who they are, but they dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. That's
Yeah,
for his benefit. You know what I mean? We discussing your album, and he act like he can't even give 5 minutes. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, even the Jones Connection didn't even say for the whole fucking show and shit like that. They stay
they
talking about
cool
that shit.
people, and they cool. That was just out of the love and respect that they have for us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not going out of my way to get no big name artist on anybody's platform. We tried that more than once. It didn't work.
And like I said, I'm not like, and it's crazy too because it's just like keep a motherfucker updated and shit. That's all I fucking ask. Because all this last minute bullshit, you got motherfuckers like ready for this Melba Moore interview and shit like that. You got motherfuckers waiting for such and such interview and shit. You want to do this all last minute bullshit. Sometimes that shit makes me fucking mad too. Because I be saying
that's why I didn't ask him last minute. I asked him since last week about it. I told him he said yes sir, I'm down. That was it. He read all the other messages.
He gave you the sir.
Yes.
Whoa, he gave you the sir.
Yes, he said
that's
yes,
a sign of fucking respect.
Yeah, but if you respect me, then hit me back and let me know. If you
exactly.
I even said we'll work around your schedule. 11 p.m. Is that too late? 7 p.m. That's perfect. Whatever. I didn't get no response back. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you hit me up later on and you ask me about it, I'm like, oh well, we already did what we had to do.
Yeah.
You wasn't hitting nobody up. Now, if you want to come on later and you hit me up, that's cool. But we already discussing your album, so
yeah,
the show will go on. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he gets mad. Like I said, if you wanted to come up here, you should respond. Now, don't do that fucking leave me on read shit. Don't do that.
All of these other artists, I see them on other people's platforms on Instagram, and I know these motherfuckers ain't getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I know they look. Salute to the journalists Sincere, these cool people. I know Sincere is not paying these artists to be on his platform. You know what I'm saying? So if you could be on there, why not come over here? This is for the culture. We ain't talking about no trap shit over here. Never. We ain't talking about no mumble rap. We talking about the era that you grew up in, the same era that I grew up in. So 5-10 minutes is not gonna hurt them. You know what I'm saying? It's especially for an album that I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't even know about. So I don't get it.
And there's a reason why I wanted to really ask him, because I just found out about this. But you know what? Let's just start this shit, because I don't want to go on a fucking rant and shit. But what's good, YouTube? How's everyone doing this lovely day? This is your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me. Motherfuckers, man, I'm telling you. So we are gonna review. I'm trying to pull up the album right now. Pudgee the Fat Bastard. What was supposed to be his second album was his unreleased second album, King of New York. This was supposed to have came out in 1995, but it ended up being re-released like in 2016 on vinyl, and it was also released on CD in 2017. But there's little issues with those, because I would prefer like the vinyl one. Wait, actually, hold on, scratch that. Because some issues, that's what's confused me. Some issues had 11 songs, some issues have 18 songs or whatever. But you know what? We're gonna do the 18 track edition and shit. So I'm trying to pull up the fucking album right now. But how did you get into Pudgee the Fat Bastard?
That was 93 when he came out with Give Him a Finger. And I don't even remember the songs that came off of that. I remember when the album came out. I don't remember the single. And then I heard the Think Big song with Biggie, and that was a banger. I don't even think he did a video for that song with Biggie. When they were playing that on the radio at that time, and just like seeing them over the years, like even with money don't make the road stop, that joint, like they played the video a lot on Rap City, and I want to say that was like his last big song. I haven't heard from him in years. I don't know too much about him other than I know he was like affiliated with Big in some way, and he had skills, but that's really all I could say. I don't know too much about, which is why I wanted him on the show. I don't know too much about his backstory, and I haven't heard nothing from him in years. There's a couple songs on this album I heard that I forgot about. I'm like, yeah, I remember this song, but there's no videos or nothing. So, he was dope for his time, you know. That's really about it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. My introduction to him was this album, and I heard this album like 4 years ago. I think the first time I heard was like 4 years ago and shit. And so, I mean, I don't know too much about Pudgee the Fat Bastard like that. I mean, I've heard of him over the years, but it's not like he's not like a household name and shit like that to me. I mean, let me rephrase. He's not as well known as a lot of MCs. Let's just say that.
He's not though. I mean, it's not like you're saying something that's wrong. He's not. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? There's the even you could be like the most underground cat in hip hop, and people might have forgotten about him. Be like, oh, what happened to him? Or he hasn't dropped nothing in like 20 something years. So there's very little to go off of. He doesn't have like a long track record when it comes to rap. He wasn't doing collabs and stuff since he been going. So
right. But yeah, so he is an MC from. I want to. God, I just had his discography, his biography up. He's a Puerto Rican MC. I want to say he's from Harlem, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he was from the Bronx.
All right. Give me 1 second. I got
Yeah.
some of his biography up and shit like that. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, he grew up in Harlem, then he moved to the Bronx when he was in 5th grade. He dropped his first album, Give Him the Finger, in '93 on Giant Records. You heard that album before, right?
I remember it came out. I don't know. I didn't buy it. So and we didn't have internet back then. So if I didn't buy it, I
All
didn't
right,
hear it.
got you. All right, and so what a lot of people don't know about Pudgee the Fat Bastard was that he was very cool with not only Biggie, but he was also cool with Pac too, and whatnot and shit. And speaking of Biggie, a lot of people kind of compared him to Biggie or put him in that like Biggie class because when you listen to this album right here, it kind of has a Ready to Die feel to it, and he even throws some mentions to Big and Puff too and whatnot too, because a lot of motherfuckers in the East in 94, 95, hell, even 96 was influenced by Ready to Die. Try to make their own Ready to Die album and shit.
Yep.
And then once life after that, that's a different story. I'm just gonna be real. That's a
I
different.
think they were. I think they were influenced by Ready to Die and Reasonable Doubt. And when I hear this album, it sounds like Reasonable Doubt shit.
Yeah, but
Like
this album came before Reasonable Doubt. That's the thing.
I know, but it just has that aura. Like a lot of like Little Sean. You remember Little Sean?
Yeah.
Little Sean when he was doing his 90s shit, it was like that for him. It was
Oh,
like a lot of MCs were like doing that whole like smooth mafia type shit, like Big and Jay. You know what I'm saying? Trey Lee is another one, and he was affiliated with Big, and they all tried to ride that wave, and then you know they just couldn't maintain it. But when you hear this album, it's like, yo, this is definitely inspired by Biggie and Jay Z to me.
exactly. And so this album, he called this album King of New York and shit. I kind of find it ironic too because at that time people were calling Big the King of New York and shit. So,
Right.
but then this album somehow, some way got shelved because you said the single was "Money Make the World Go Round." That was the single, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a
Okay,
video for that.
had a video for that. So the album got shelved because of this issue of the source right here. And this is what I recently found out too when I was doing my research. So the source gave this album 2.5 mics, pretty much.
Yep.
Yep. Mind you, he's from the East Coast, so it's not like no East West Coast bias. I want to hear people say that's East West Coast bias and shit. So
And that's during the East Coast West Coast beat.
right. Because this is the same issue where Chino XL's Here to Save You All got 3.5 mics too, which I could have got a 4 mics for that album at least, but we're gonna say that for the review. That's all I'm gonna say. But and this is what the source review said. It pretty much said it was radio friendly. it wasn't really anything groundbreaking. Which I'm gonna be real with you. That's pretty much. I didn't really feel like there was groundbreaking by a lot of albums, but
They said this album was groundbreaking.
they said it wasn't groundbreaking. It was nothing special.
Oh,
Like songs like Hustler's Anthem and The Hold Up sound too formulaic. None of these tracks have originality. They said that he's standing in the shadows of the real King of New York, Biggie Smalls. Like this whole source review is just disrespectful as fuck.
that's what they were doing. Like, but Jay-Z was already on his In My Lifetime shit, and
Yeah.
once he went to, and this is before Reasonable Doubt, and a lot of people was on that same wave, and same thing with Ready to Die. Like they were game changers for the East Coast, and I feel like when I listen to artists like this and Trey Lee and those artists, they had that, even Herb McGruff, they had that they were riding that wave of Jay Z and Biggie Smalls,
Right. So yeah, man, like a lot of motherfuckers, and I would even say Nas too,
You think Nas too?
cause
What was it, 96?
cause you know the whole
It was
Illmatic too.
it was written came out in 96 though.
That
You know
is
what I'm saying?
true.
That had a major influence as well.
Yeah, man. It's ironic because it was written just recently, got reissued and shit too.
Right. Everybody, no, nobody is Nas. Like they couldn't try to copy Illmatic because it wouldn't have felt the same.
Right. And so this album didn't actually come out until like 20 years later, back in 2016 on vinyl, and then 2017 on CD and shit too. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Pudgee was even selling some copies on his own
Yes.
too and shit.
But it's for like ridiculous prices. Like I think it was like I seen it on vinyl for like $600. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But for this? No.
I'm not even gonna pay 14 for this. I mean, and that's not saying it's like a horrendous album, but it's just like for an album from '95 like this,
600?
not no damn $600, man.
No.
Especially for thinking of Pudgy.
600? Nah. That's Prince prices right there. If it was Prince, it'd be different.
Oh,
And
it's
even then, I don't think I would pay 600 for no record. Is this Prince? I could understand. For this album, no. That's retarded.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pay for Prince like, and I fuck with Prince heavy,
Right.
but yeah. Excuse me, Jesus. All right, so let me see something. Okay, so this album has about 18 tracks. Let's get the shit started. Track number 1 is the Barry White intro. This one was kind of crazy. I never knew Barry White appeared on like a hip hop album like that, but he was giving his Pudgy some love or whatever and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So pretty cool for Barry White to have an intro.
Was it really Barry White on there? Because it didn't sound like him.
I mean, I want to say it is because if it's like a fake Barry White, I'm gonna be real mad.
Barry White of all artists, how did Barry White do the intro to this album? Barry White never did an intro to any other rap album. Why this one?
Hey, it's either Barry White or Clive Davis.
Clive Davis, I didn't like that Clive Davis intro either, but I could understand. See, label executives was doing that. Like Clive did what Russell Simmons had did, or Kevin Lyles or Leo Cohen had did in the past. But the Barry White, how do you get Barry White on? How did you get Barry White on this album? And Barry White didn't even do like Jay-Z couldn't get Barry White on the album or anybody else.
Kane got Barry White.
Can you have Barry White?
Yeah.
I didn't like that song. But for an intro, I'm talking about like to start off the album. Barry White has never done that before. I didn't. I'm like, if it's him, it's him. But I was like, this really Barry White opening this album?
Yeah, man. I mean, you never know. But yeah, and then he also gave out shout outs and shit too.
Yeah.
And the shout outs, it used the sample of Superman Lover by Mr. Johnny Guitar Watson
Right.
and whatnot too, which he would also make another appearance again on this fucking album and shit too. So
Yeah, I like the shout outs he was giving to like he's giving shout outs to like Kid Capri and shit like that, J. Rule and all that. So Special K was
yeah,
on. Yeah, that was cool. That was I didn't. I'm like I don't know about Barry White, but the shout outs was cool.
yeah, most definitely.
It ran too long though. It should have that intro ran like a like an interlude. That ran way too long, yo. I didn't
That
like that.
I agree with.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, how long is this intro?
Yeah, because even Biz Marquis' intros, like the
Right,
dedication intros, kind of ran a bit too long.
right.
But the thing with those ones, those beats were fire. If the
Why
beat
did
was
he?
fire, you said what?
Why did he start off the album with the Barry White intro and then the shout out? Like the shout out should have been saved for last. When people end their album, well, how they used to end their albums, they would have like when Naughty had their first two albums, they ended it off with shout outs. Why do you have your shout outs as track two?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? At least that's how I'm going by the track listing. I don't know if that's how the track listing was for the original release, but the track listing on YouTube has number two is a shout outs track. So I don't understand that.
yeah, I don't understand either. Yeah, the track listing was what really threw me off.
Yeah,
Whole fucking album and shit.
because I'm it's 16 tracks for me. I didn't see the 18 tracks.
Shit. So the next track I got for the next track, two on the regular. No, actually,
Yeah,
on the regular, yeah.
on the regular number track three.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Nick Wiz as a producer,
yeah.
fucking ill ass joint. Nick Wiz, definitely a monster on that beat around that time too. He was definitely doing a lot of shit for DITC and then for the Cellar Dwellers and shit like that too. So very, very hot joint. I kind of prefer this over the remix. I kind of felt like it didn't really need a remix, but I'll save that.
I remember hearing this joint. They played this like on college radio. I remember this was bang. I always liked Nick Wiz production. The stuff he did for Cellar Dwellers and all that, and Mike Geronimo and all that, and this was dope. And Pudgee saying, "Play the Osley Brothers. Let's take it to the streets. Me and my peeps. We go way back like car seats." This should have been a single. They should have had a video. But we know the story with the unreleased album. But this is one of my favorites on here.
Right. Definitely. Next track, Money Don't Make Your World Stop. I like this song, but this is like one of the Biggie-ish tracks off this whole album and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I said, the Bad Boy Syndrome, but when I talk mostly about the Bad Boy Syndrome, I always focus on rappers trying to do what he did on Life After Death. But I never focused too much on like the Ready to Die copycats and shit. Because there's been like a lot of East Coast motherfuckers that try to go for that jiggy-ish kind of formula and shit like that. And let's be real, Biggie learned that shit from Cool G Rap too and shit, but niggas don't want to talk about that. But yeah, man. But Money Don't Make the World Stop. I like it. I love that beat, but that's another joint I can definitely have seen Big on and whatnot too. So
Definitely a banger. I like the Stephanie Mills sample, and even like mentions Stephanie Mills in one of his bars. Like I need more Mills like Stephanie or something like that. And but he said I want to have luxuries, 100 spots, running blocks. Funny, I want money like Trump got. So definitely a dope track. The video is like I think he's like out in the snow because it was like filmed in the winter time or that. It's
yeah,
like 95, and that this definitely was a dope track. You know?
yeah, definitely a very dope song and shit. Um, for the next track, I got Talk Behind Your Back.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. The OJ's backstabber sample. I've seen that sample plenty of fucking times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always obligatory when motherfuckers talk about backstabbers behind your back, talking behind your back.
Right.
It's it's like with the Patrice Russian "Remind Me" sample because I remember when we reviewed like 3 or 4 albums from 95,
Mhm.
96 using that same fucking sample. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Right.
I feel like the best usage of the backstabber sample was, believe it or not, when Junior Mafia did the song Backstabbers off the
Yes.
Conspiracy album,
Heard that one.
aka Lil Kim solo joint. Um, Anything else is just hit or miss, and this is probably like one of my least favorite tracks off this album, in my opinion.
It was cool. I like the way I like the Little Kim version better though
Yeah,
the Junior Mafia album. You know, because he's like talking about like there was something in his one of his rhymes that he's talking about like he had beef with his son's godfather.
yeah.
Like he was saying, you my son's godfather. A lot of shit we've been through, but I won't think twice if I have to put one in you. And that's like at the start of the song. But I like the Little Kim version. That one was way better to
And even when they made that beat,
me.
they slowed that sample down, but not too much. And
Right.
then they added that Renee and Angela sample. They
Hmm.
put that shit on top. Oh,
Right.
that's now we had to talk about one day.
Yes.
We definitely got to talk about their only album. Keyword only. Excuse me. Now, Hustler's Anthem. This is the next track.
Yeah.
Love this track right here. Love this fucking track. Yes, again, this was another Biggie is kind of track, but you know what? This was one of the better ones. Um, it uses the Shalimar "This Is for the Love and You" sample, which that's another sample that was used, but not too much
Right.
by a lot of people.
Mhm.
And the way they flipped that sample too, they made it like more darker. And Nick Wiz, he has a thing where he his drums are so clear and potent. It's like
Right.
I don't know. It's just the boom in the
Hmm.
drums and shit like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
And
just
that's yeah, and that's one thing about producing. Drums can play a huge difference when you sample a track.
right.
And that's the one thing too about these fucking assholes. I'm not assholes, but these niggas today using the same drum pattern, hi hats, 808s. It's no imagination and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I love when Havoc even used his drums, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, man. Pudgee definitely did his thing on this track too. I like the line where he says, much respect due to people doing crimes, but never doing time. You never cross a line. There ain't nobody that could stop it. You do crime for profits and you dig pockets like pickpockets. Like, oh man. I mean, it's not like the cleverest line, but at the same time, the way he flipped it was ill
Right.
as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's it right there.
Yeah, it was dope. Yeah, like the Shalimar, the Shalimar sample been used before, and that was dope. And you know, Pudgy saying your life's kinda a mess, you never get rest, no home phone, and you don't have an address. And you know, I like he don't say anything that's really eye catching, but like
Yeah.
sometimes his flow sounds good on the song, like the way that he flows, the words come out. So
Yeah, because like it's like with this album, I can already tell he was trying to go for that radio friendly s kind of sound.
right.
And I never really heard niggas music like that, you know what I'm saying? Besides this album. So if anybody on the chat, which I'm guessing nobody, because everyone's asking who is he, heard I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really not trying to be funny, but if anybody heard his first album, let me know. Let me know how that shit sounds. Cause I'm definitely gonna plan on listening to that too and shit. So yeah.
I've been. It's one of those albums that I didn't listen to, but you know, I want to check out, but I wasn't like rushing to to check it out. You know,
Right. But yeah, man. Hustler's Anthem, very dope joint. Anything else you want to say about the track too? Or
it was cool. That's very basic. I like the Lil Kim version better. So
yeah. All right, after Hustle's anthem, we get into Whatever. This was produced by the Beat Miners. Again, how many rappers had songs Whatever at
Right.
that time and shit? I'm thinking
J.
J. Rule.
Rule.
Damn. Yeah,
Yes. On his second album.
yeah. Um, so J. Rule the Damn. No, excuse me, but yeah, this was a pretty solid joint. Again, I feel like his flow pretty much upgraded his song and shit too. He didn't really say anything like really
Right.
heavy and groundbreaking and shit like that too. But
Right.
again, nothing really wrong. Nothing wrong with that issue. You know what I'm saying? As long as you do what you do, but still.
I like the beat. Like that's like beat miners in their prime. You know what I'm saying? Like they were in their prime dropping classics for, Smith and Wesson and Helter Skelter and OGC and this beat was fire. And I like the horn arrangements and the bass line. That's like the vintage beat minus sound. Like Pudgee was cool. He said, "Whoever don't make me have to lose your life, because I'm down for whatever, but I ain't nothing nice." Like yeah, like he didn't say nothing spectacular, but sometimes he had like some nice lines.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying about that. Um, Track number 7, King of New York. This is probably my favorite track off this album. Ironically, um, it's just it's like a braggadocio. I feel like with this track, lyrically, this was the best track off this album. Lyrically,
Mm,
and that's saying something because, like we said, he didn't really say like a lot of spectacular shit, but still, I like the line where he says, in the second verse, to wear a crown, I'm known to do my thing. Even Run DMC want to be down with the king. The 40 holding, dice rolling, block controlling, front and the legs that was stolen. When I used to run with a young crew in my youth, we used to test 22 on the roof. Like it's a very dope track. Just braggadocio, just braggadocio. Just him flexing on how he thinks he's the king of New York. Cause you know a lot of East Coast MCs didn't like when the Source crowned Biggie the King of New York. Because mind you, Biggie didn't crown himself that. Source crowned him that shit. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So a lot of motherfuckers start trying to call themselves King of New York.
That,
Nas,
that's what it was.
yeah, Jay, after Biggie died and shit.
Right.
Kendrick.
Kendrick.
How you let a West Coast nigga call you the King?
They acted like they were afraid to battle this dude. I'm like, if it was Pac, y'all would have jumped at the chance to battle Pac. When Kendrick come out, everybody afraid of Kendrick. Come on,
Yeah, I know Papoose made a diss track against Kendrick and shit like that. And
you know,
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was fire. I like
right?
that shit.
Lupe did one. A lot of them I ignored. Lupe went at
Lupe,
him. Joel Ortiz. Joel Ortiz, I liked his one too. But
Lupe's was whack.
you know what I mean? It's like how you have Kendrick calling out the East Coast and nobody saying anything. I don't understand that. Jada Kiss, where you at? I'm looking at Jada, Beanie Siegel. I'm looking at you. You know what I'm saying? This is before Griselda, really. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where's everybody at? You know what I'm saying? Jay, how come you ain't saying nothing? Nas, Fabulous, Cameron. Will somebody step up and say something? I didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? When at that time when Biggie called himself King of New York, that's what it was. Like Jay-Z wasn't big at that point. It was all about Biggie. It wasn't about everybody else. There was no 50 Cent around, none of that. Jada and Fab, it wasn't even heard of at this point. You know what I'm saying? It was all about Biggie. And when anybody else said it, it's like, who the hell are you? No. And Biggie was King of New York.
Yeah, man. Oh shit. So yeah, this is my favorite track off this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, we not talking about six now. We talking about MCs and shit, man.
It was cool. Like the track was dope. I like the Run DMC sample. That was dope. And yeah, it was a cool track and a nice beat, nice horn arrangements on it.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely hear what you say about that shit. Um, track number 8, Things Ain't Changed. This was produced by Easy LP. Um, Very underrated producer. If you guys heard of the War Report, she definitely did like a lot of dope shit there.
Yes.
Um, this track was okay. I'm not gonna lie. I just mostly liked it for the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The production really is a standout on this album. Like it was
Yes.
definitely dope. Easy LP is an underrated producer. So many like projects he's been a part of, like either commercial or underground, and this was a dope beat. And Pudgee saying, but if I'ma die, it'll be from more than the stress. Got a family, ain't ready to be laid to rest. And yeah, like I kind of find it funny that he used the same title that Biggie did for Ready to Die.
That's what I'm saying.
Things
Like
ain't changing. See, again, Ready to Die was an influential album for the culture. So when you had MCs coming out and they naming these song titles the same thing from Ready to Die and they Jack and Swagger, hey, Biggie was the king at that point. You know what I'm saying? And this is that's a rip off to me.
even like you're not lying though. Like
Mm,
Hustler's Anthem, Junior
right,
Mafia Players Anthem.
right.
Um, make 'em die. Give me the loot.
Hmm.
Um, it's a Nick. Let me see. Dead man tell no tales. Everyday struggles. I mean, it's pretty much just like I hate to say it's like his own version of Ready to Die, you know. And Biggie, and it's crazy because Biggie wanted to make production wise his own version of Illmatic and shit.
Right, right, right.
Shit, yeah, shit's crazy. But
I
yeah,
I just think Ready to Dynamatic was like there's just so they're two different albums and they're just so influential to the genre is that you can't make them over. You know what I'm saying? Just like nobody can make over Thriller, you can't make Thriller over. That was a unique album. You know what I'm saying? So you could be influenced by it, but you can't make it over.
yeah, I definitely agree with you. And as we see in a lot of like 80s R&B, a lot of motherfuckers try to like they will start off the early 80s all and then once they got into 84, 85, it's like a new
Right,
attitude. And I'm
right,
not I'm not referring to Patty's new attitude song because I fuck with that shit.
right.
It's just the flashier R&B got in the 80s and shit like
Hmm.
that. Post 84.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
listen, oh go ahead.
I we saw it with Lionel Richie when we talked about the Dancing
Yeah.
on the Ceiling album. He changed his whole style up.
Yeah. Even
So it was happening. Even Luther did it. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
that's just
Renee,
how game changing Thriller was for the genre.
yeah, and even Renee and Angela, their earlier albums has a more strictly R&B ballad,
Hmm.
my first love, all that shit. But
Hmm.
then once they went to Mercury, it became I'll be God. Like, and and then we didn't even mention Purple Rain
Purple Rain, right?
because I'm not gonna lie,
Hmm.
even though Purple Rain was a game changer, some can say Prince started the early 80s like more dirtier, more rawer.
Hmm.
But then once post 1999, some could say he Purple Rain had like a more flash to it. Some could
Right.
say, but it was a game changer in itself
Yeah,
because
because people remember that album from him.
yeah,
It's like it's one of his most successful. So
right. Because like Tina Marie, when she did Emerald City in '86, when she started out, it was pretty much like square, square, second, square,
mhm,
all that. But
mhm,
then that once like '84 happened, it was like Lover Boy track,
right, right.
Ironically, that was her most successful shit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How about Bobby Brown Don't Be Well, that's different because that was when the New Jack Swing
right.
was happening and shit like that. I'm not really focusing on like the New Jack Swing. I'm talking more like the contemporary R&B at that time and shit.
But that actually made Bobby a star because if he didn't do New Jack Swing, he might not have been this solo star that he was.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like Teddy Riley, having Teddy Riley in his corner made him a star.
Not just Teddy Riley, you had Babyface, L.A.
Right.
Reid, all of
Babyface.
them.
Right. Right.
Yeah, man, that was the R&B Illmatic at that
Yes.
time and shit.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. So where we at? Where we at? Where we
I love it.
at? So we at Make 'em Die.
Yeah,
Very dope track. Yeah, very, very, very dope track. I'm not gonna lie. The beat by Easy LP was better in the previous track,
right.
but with this track right here, I felt like Pudgee did his best on this one. This shit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Oh
I
shit.
like this song. This is the Nas used the same sample for "Remember the Times" on Street Disciple.
Oh yeah, he did.
That's the
He
track where
did.
he's like talk when he first got married to Khalees, and he's talking about how him and Khalees is like sleeping all over the place, and that was that song. He talked that joint, and I like the sample, and I like the track, and Pudgy. You know what I'm saying? Jealous niggas see me moving, pushing up, trying to dead mines, but it's cool. I'm about to help them make headlines, and I like the chorus too. The chorus is dope. Niggas want to die for nothing. We ain't got no time for no frontin'. Nigga push the panic button. Next motherfucker make a move. See the whites of his eyes. Make a nigga die. I like this track. This is dope.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Then we got the 900 number commercial. I
I didn't
didn't care for
understand.
this shit.
I didn't understand that at all. That was like a hotline for like big booties or something like. I'm like, what
Yeah.
am I hearing?
Again, what motherfuckers were doing, having cheesy ass commercials. They were trying to do what Redman was doing and shit, or what Dre, of course, what Dre was doing
Right.
and
Um,
shit. Oh shit. Moving on. Niggas for life. Um, this this was okay. It had more like an anthem kind of feel to it and shit like that.
right.
It was alright.
Yeah, it was cool. I like the beat, and it had like a smooth groove in this. Pudgy talking about just you can't take the ghetto out of him no matter how much money that he makes. He's still gonna be the same person. And we've heard that before from a lot of artists, and
Yeah,
it was cool.
right. Track number 12, the hold up. Again, it uses the same sample as the shout outs, but slightly different, as I should say. And there's nothing really wrong with that because I do love this song too, but
Right.
I hate to say it, but Mary J. Blige used a sample for the
Yes, the remix album.
yeah,
Yes,
and Puffy did
and with the same it had the same spacey voice
yes.
that Puffy used on that song. I'm like,
I
what?
hate. Is this a bad boy appreciation? Like,
Uh, oh man.
damn, this nigga was trying. Like,
Good. What do you? Oh, you said I look good. I look good like a pocketbook to a crook. I get busy like a phone receiver off the hook. I'm running shit like I had diarrhea. MCs get broken up like R. Kelly and Aaliyah. So
but I was like,
even back then, they was aware of the R. Kelly and Aaliyah marriage, and y'all was fine with this. I don't get that.
wow, man. I wish I wrote some lyrics down and shit. I wish I wrote
Right?
some
They would have crucified you for that.
for real because notice how this shit was unreleased and shit too.
Yeah,
So, but
that could be it too.
shit,
A lot of politics involved in it.
shit, maybe because and I'm Barry Anderson or whatever. He had a lot of
Mhm.
clout too. So
Yeah, yeah.
then we're gonna get into For My Daughter, which again is tribute to his daughter and shit like that, and how black men should be good dads and stuff like that. I kind of find it funny when he said a line, help her understand about the struggling thing, Kirk Franklin's family, she's the reason why I sing. And it's like Kirk Franklin and shit with his son a couple months ago and shit like that. I wonder how he feels now about that line, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Yo, did y'all remember that video and
Oh
shit?
my god.
That shit. Niggas was trying to crucify Kirk. I'm like, nigga, that's his fucking son and shit. I mean, he a grown
Right?
ass man. His son was
Exactly.
cursing at him first.
Exactly.
The fuck he supposed to do?
So you're not allowed to parent his own kid? I don't get that.
Oh shit, man. The only thing I have to say, they should have left that shit off social media. But
Well,
that's
I don't know. that happened to Brian McKnight twice. So I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or
Man.
if they just don't give a damn. They're like, yo, well, I'm gonna air out their business on social media.
Brian McKnight, I don't know. He just
You know what I'm saying? Even if that was the case, it's like that's his kid. Like he made him. Like he are not allowed to curse his kid out on social media. Who am I? Like, why would I care? Who am I to say, oh, Kirk, you can't be doing that to your kid too? Like that's his kid. You know?
in
I thought
Tyler.
yeah, I love this song. I thought this song was like one of the best on this album. Like to him dedicating it to his daughter, and that the track is like real melodic and real smooth. And it was done. I think Easy LP did this one too, right?
You said what?
Easy LP, I think you did this one too.
Let me do a check. Yes.
Yeah, this was dope, and just Pudgy talking about how he'll die for his daughter. He'll swim across the ocean for his daughter, and he was saying, and I'll be watching out all around, and as long as I'm around, baby girl, won't nobody let you down. I'll tell you who should get the closest, and as clearly as I can, I'll explain just what a hoe is. I could definitely understand what he's saying. Like, if we have like a daughter, and when they first born, you got all these things, pop into your head, like what you're gonna do when it's her first date and when she has her first period and the prom and all that. So I definitely understand what he was going through. It reminded me of the Nas Daughters song when Nas did the Daughters song for Destiny, and he was talking about Destiny being on social media, and he didn't like it, and bringing home a boyfriend, and you know what I mean. So that's basically like a song for fathers out there with daughters and the things that they go through with their own daughters. So I thought it was nice.
Yeah, definitely. Um, that's next. Like I said, I didn't care too much for the on the regular remix.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it needed a remix. It was like
Yeah,
the original version was better too.
yeah, it didn't need a remix, man. I didn't care for Dead Man Tell No Tales.
I didn't even hear that.
You hear that?
Nah, because it's not on the version that I heard.
So did you hear the Missy Elliott track?
I didn't hear that one either. It was only 16 tracks. Like after the regular remix, if that was it.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna end the review off right there. Anyway. All right.
So he did a joint with Missy too. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Newports or Marlboros. We don't. I don't smoke cigarettes, Newport. Did Reg end the review like literally? That's funny. I think he's frozen, and he'll be back. Crazy album, yo. He did a song with DMX. I didn't hear that one either. None of those songs are on. There's like different versions of this album for some reason. Some got 18 tracks, some got 16. I don't know. Then he has like a whole unreleased like CD with like more unreleased stuff.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm like, Reg literally ended the review.
Right, like I was literally about to just say fuck it, but you know
Right.
what? I don't even want to pull the album cover back up and shit. You know what?
I
Fuck it. Um,
don't like the album cover either.
yeah, it's the most basic ass shit. Like, oh, look at me, I got a crown. I got a crown. And look like some shit you found in a fucking coloring book. God damn. Like, God damn, man. It look like actually, no, I'll pull the album cover back up. Let me be petty because I had a
And that's
bad.
the official album cover. Like
Yes.
when you get the vinyl, that's how it looks. He's not on the album cover.
Look at this shit. And then I like how it try to have like the graffiti logo so people will know it's a hip hop album and shit. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, let me show y'all something.
What label was he on again? I don't even know the label he was on. Oh, dude. That's funny. Perspective Records, never even heard of that label. That's why it didn't come out. I never heard of that label before. Crazy. Not for no $600. For there's no album artwork or nothing.
I want to
Uh,
show you guys. I want to give y'all a quick history lesson, right quick.
uh,
What is this?
Cuban Link.
You see this album cover right here, y'all? You see how the red background
Hmm.
it just personifies the anger of like the inner city youth and
Right.
them growing up have like a more wise, full, introspective look on life with like the mafioso glens and
Yeah.
shit. You see how Ghostface is in the background?
Hmm.
And I wish this fucking camera did not have this glare. So
But we know what it looked like though.
yeah, okay. What is this?
Reasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt.
Hmm.
Jay-Z does not show his face.
Nope.
He just shows him
But you
dressed
know
up.
some.
Yeah, you know it's him.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, look, the power, it's
Yeah.
just the power of it all.
Right.
The power, the mafioso of it all.
Hmm.
Now I'm gonna take it back. What is this?
Every being rock campaigning for.
Yes, okay. This was a couple of years before,
Hmm.
but Rakim called himself the God MC.
Right.
Look at the background. Look how it had the cash.
Right.
Look at the jewelry. Look at
Hmm.
just it of it all. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Last but not least,
Biggie Smalls.
yes,
The king.
mind you, what does it say right here?
Yes. King of New York.
King of New York, Twin Towers,
Twin Towers, and those
Twin
that's no longer
Towers.
there. That's no longer
Yes, it's no longer there.
there. Hmm.
Um, even how basic it looks in today's eyes.
Hmm.
At the time, it signified a lot of power,
Larger than life.
larger than life. Thank you.
Right.
Whenever I look at these images, I get a sense of strength.
Hmm.
This, hold on, actually, I'm sorry, I have to show this again because I have to show this again. This does not give me King of New York vibes.
No. A
I'm
crown?
sorry, it does not.
No.
But that's too much on the album cover because let's actually talk about the album. This album is a product of its time.
Yeah.
And I hate using words like dated and product of time, but
It is.
it, it is.
Hmm.
The Get Money, the King of New York, the Biggie, the Puff mentions. even if I listen to Ready to Die, Biggie didn't always have braggadocio lines.
Right.
He talked about his life. He talked about, what he went through, like selling crack and shit like that. He talked about almost killing himself. It was more than just I love it when you call me Big Papa. It was more than Biggie, give me one more chance. It was more than you know very well. It was more than that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a testament of rags to riches story.
Right.
This was just a carbon copy of Ready to Die.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I like it. There was not a lot of bad songs, but at the same time, too, I'm not gonna say there's not every track on this album is a banger.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that because Pudgee's not here, because I would say this shit if he was here.
It's not a classic album.
It's not a classic album.
No.
It's not. I'm gonna be honest. Like, but it is a good album.
Yeah.
I would give it a 4 mics.
Ronnie gave it 4.
Yeah. It's just that I just wish, and I hate, and this and also when I wanted to do the review, I don't always like to look by what the critics say.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't like to do that shit because sometimes I don't want always like to trust what Steve Huey has to say about Capone and Noriega. I'm gonna be
Right.
real,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time too, when that YouTube comment when they said, "Oh, the source gave it 2.5 mics," I was
Yeah.
like, really?
Right.
And it just shows you how much originality meant back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
These days, like T-Pain, do something. Like what he says, like as much as we laugh at that, he has a fucking point.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 niggas named Baby in the game. There's every
Right.
nigga's doing what Jack is doing, what Sue is doing, what
Mm-hmm.
Timmy is doing, what Bobby is doing, what Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike is doing, what everybody's doing. And I know it's like a long ass review. I'm gonna let you go try, but I just have to
I,
sit my
I hear
two
you.
facts.
I hear you.
It's a good album just because, and that's another thing too. I want to also say, just because an album is unreleased does not mean it's always a classic album. I'm sick and tired
Right.
of motherfuckers in the hip hop community doing that fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I heard Cuban Links 4K. I liked it, but I didn't think if it came out, I didn't think it would be classic like Capital Punishment or even like the Don Cartagena album.
We just didn't have that mentality back then.
Yeah,
Like that thing that started with this generation. This whole using the term class. I didn't think like that at 14. At 14, I was just into the music, and that's what it was. I wasn't thinking, oh, Ready to Die is gonna be a classic or Into the Wu Tang. I didn't have that mentality back then. Like to us, it was just a dope ass album. Like nobody was thinking whether it was a classic or not. That happened over time and with the culture and with life, and it just changed like the genre in years to come. Like I don't even now. Like when I listen to the album, I don't go into that album thinking it's gonna be a classic.
right.
It's either gonna be good or it's gonna be bad or it's gonna be mediocre. I don't go into no album thinking, oh, if I listen to the new Conway album, it's gonna be classic. Or if I listen to the new UFO Forever album, it's gonna be classic. I don't do shit like that. So I mean, if people go into that with that mindset already and they come out disappointed, they got themselves to blame for that. Then not
Ex-
every album gonna be a classic.
exactly. And artists don't just always go in the studio sometimes to make a classic.
Yeah,
Sometimes, like I said, classic grows
it's
within
organic.
time.
Yeah,
Cause there'll be some time when motherfuckers will have one last album in a contract because they're going through some label issue. They'll phone that shit in.
it's organic. Like
Yeah.
this is like when you see Raekwon always answer that question and people ask him the same question. Oh, what did you think it was gonna be a classic? Of course they didn't. They didn't think like that back then. They
No.
went into the studio and made the best album they can make. Nobody goes into the studio thinking it's gonna be a classic. But then it
Now,
would be because they would have that on their mind the whole time they recording the album. They don't. Nobody does that. Michael Jackson didn't go to the studio at any point thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be a classic album."
well, I was gonna bring MJ up because
Mm,
Thriller. I'm gonna be real about Michael, and you know how much I love and
yeah.
respect Michael.
Mm,
I felt that after Off the Wall,
mm,
every album he made, he had something to prove. He had a mission. He was trying to do something. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Thriller. He wanted to really get that white people love and shit like
Mm,
that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because with Off the Wall, he pretty much like made. If one can look at what the people can say, oh, it's just pretty much funk, disco, whatever you want to say, and
Mm,
whatever. People might say it's part of products of his time, which I disagree with heavily. But at the same time, when he didn't win them Grammys and shit, that really did something to MJ and
really?
shit. Yeah,
For Off the Wall?
yeah, that really did something and shit because he felt like he did all that hard work. He just wanted to make that one album where he did all that work and he would get recognized for, you know.
Mm,
And then over time, Off the Wall's acclaim went higher than usual because at that time it was released, it was good. It got a lot of good reviews, got a lot of success and whatnot too.
mm,
But then, mind you, over the years, it people regard that album more. Like when Lord Jamar refers to that as his Black album.
mm.
Y'all remember that interview?
Right. Yeah, but even he could have been on a mission, and he could have been disappointed at the end. But he proved them wrong with every album. But it ain't like that for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I never had that mentality of listening to an album and thinking, oh, well, this is gonna be a classic, or this is gonna be, yeah, sure. I mean, but when Raekwon dropped Cuban Link, when Cuban Link came out, and after that outcome and the success of that album, and when it was time for Mobility to drop it, yeah, and Mobility, people was expecting that to be just as good as Cuban Link, and when it wasn't, they were disappointed. But I don't go into no album thinking it's gonna be a classic. You know what I'm saying? You just want it to be good. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
never at any point when I listened to Doggy Style or Chronic, and for the first time listening to the Chronic was like the first time I listened to a Dr. Dre album ever. So I never went into the Chronic thinking this is gonna be a classic album. I just wanted to hear what the album sounded like for Dr. Dre because I never bought NWA when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So but now it's like when I listen to an album, I don't expect classic. I expect the album to be either good, bad, or mediocre. Especially now in this day and age, because I think people use that term too loosely, classic. And if you're not playing this album 15, 20 years down the line, and it came out in 2010, then how much of a classic is it?
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying? Like it might be good for now, but if it don't have no longevity down the line, I'm thinking 15, 20 years down the line, if you're not still bumping this album, then it ain't no classic. Because a classic is a timeless album, not an album that you could bump today, then next year you forget all about it. You know what I'm saying? I see that term is being thrown around way too much in this era, and a lot of these albums ain't classic. They're good or they're bad, but there's not. I'm not. That's another reason why I don't care to do like new album reviews because I don't think that a lot of these albums are classic at all. So the most you're gonna get from me is like 4 mics. You're not gonna get no 5 mic out of me. I'll be tougher than the source system. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love Griselda, yeah, Griselda is dropping solid shit. But again, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, are you still gonna be playing all these Benny albums and Conway and Westside? People might forget all about them in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know I'm not even going by what the culture dictates and all that. I'm going by the music. If this album is not constantly in my heavy rotation like it was back in the 80s and 90s, it ain't no classic to me. Michael Jackson, Thriller, Purple Rain, um, um, New Edition first album, Don't Be Cruel from Bobby Brown. That's just the name like the R&B shit. The hip hop shit, Illmatic, Ready to Die, Chronic, Doggy Style, Into the Wu Tang, Midnight Marauders. All of these albums were in my heavy rotation every single day. When I came home, I was playing these albums every single day of my life, and still playing these albums. So if when people say, "Oh, well, I think Freddie Gibbs' album is a classic with Alchemist," but if this is not in your heavy rotation every single day of your life for the next 15 to 20 years, then how much of a classic is it?
Right.
You feel me? So I don't quick. I'm not quick to label none of these albums that come out now classic. Yeah, they might be good projects, but let's see over time if they're really classics. Because classic are not. They don't. A classic is not born overnight. That shit takes time. It's gonna take years and decades to become a classic. By how it changes the game and how the peers in that genre adjust what they doing to that album that just came out. It's not like an overnight thing.
Right. Um. So how many mics would you give it? 'Cause I don't think you mentioned it.
It's a dope album. He used a lot of familiar samples that were already used by Biggie and Nas and them, and it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't heard the first album, so I got to go back and hear that one. But I'll give it like 3.5. The
Oh wow.
production was great by AZLP and Nick Wiz, and he used a lot of dope on production. But it's not like nothing groundbreaking. Like I know Ronnie said, "What if it came out in '95?" I still would have gave it a 3.5. It's not no classic in '95. It's not a classic in 2021.
Oh
The time period don't matter. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it can still be a three mic album in '95 and still be a three mic album 20 years later. It have nothing to do with the year it came out.
right. And even with this cover too, even though it's not an East Coast cover, you can tell Ice Cube was just trying to defend the West Coast or whatnot too. But
Why did the source give it two mics?
what Pudgee's King of New York?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they,
can read it. I can read
they
it
thought
again
it
so
was
you hear
that
it.
bad.
They just thought like mostly it lacked originality, and they say his delivery was good, but it was like limited subject matter, repetitive song format.
It was.
Yeah, and
But it's not a two mic album because of that though.
yeah, because I've seen worse albums on the
Yeah,
source rated higher.
exactly. The Little Kim and Naked Truth, that was bad. How did I get 5 mics?
Yo, I have an idea though.
Uh-huh.
With the amount of source magazines, like I want to do a segment where we talk about where we debate if the album is a certain amount of mics and shit one
Let's
day.
do it. Let's do it.
I
They,
mean,
they always got their reviews messed up. That's why I never went by their reviews anyway. A lot of albums that they got, three mics or four mics or 5 mic classics, and that's why they were going back and doing over the reviews.
yeah. I know they got this one right here and shit.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, but the one that had me fucked, I think the ratings
It,
that had me fucked up.
it's not that I mean, look, we can do any review, whether it's old or new. I'm just saying don't expect me to do like new reviews on albums and say, oh, well, this is a fun mic, because I don't think any of these albums now are classic. They might be good, but I'm not quick to like an album that just came out 2 weeks ago. I'm not expecting to say, oh, it's a classic album. It's a dope album, but am I gonna be playing that album in 10, 15 years down the line? That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm looking at. The longevity of the project. Not, oh, it's dope today and then tomorrow you put it down for something else. Because that's how the music is now. Like it's like the art, they're force feeding you every project. Fleet Lord dropped a project every month last year. He dropped 12 albums, one for every month last year. Did anybody listen to all 12? I didn't listen to all 12.
Who?
Fleet Lord.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had some dope albums from last year, but not all of them to me were great. They're force feeding you the music, so it's like it's giving you little time to digest that current project. You know what I'm saying? Because when they drop out now, 2 weeks down the line, they got another project coming. And I didn't grow up listening to albums like that. I gotta take in one project at a time and sit with that project and not oh well Styles is dropping like 3 albums in one year. I gotta take my time with album number one before I get to album number three.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just how I look at music. I'm not into like listening to albums today and calling it a classic, and then tomorrow it's on to the next one. Griselda, yeah, but see, like even with Griselda, like they're dropping solid shit though. But again, it's like I'm not feeling to say that all of Conway's albums are classic. You know what I'm saying? He got solid shit. But if he drop album today, yeah, it might be dope. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, when the album come out an hour after, oh, this is a classic Conway album. No, I'm not doing that because then I'll be lying to myself. If that album not in my heavy rotation, it's not a classic to me. You know what I'm saying? You just bumping that album for right now. Like Jay-Z said a couple years ago, disposable rap. You just bumping it for right now, and then it's on to the next project.
Shoot.
If source is biased, are they? I don't know.
They had their moments.
They're biased to the East Coast or I never felt like they were biased. I mean, they gave their props to the West Coast artists and to the South. I just think they got their rating system sometimes was wrong for a lot of albums.
I feel like Benzino did his most bias and shit.
Oh yeah, well, because when he was running this shit, then yeah, because it was all about made men and anything he was dropping. So of course he's gonna say his shit is classic before anybody else's. No, we don't. We don't though. I don't know anybody my age group that does. Because that wasn't a thing back then. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anybody. Never ever have I had a conversation back in the '90s, and around people saying, "Yo, Ready to Die is a classic. Illmatic is a classic, and Midnight Marauders and AT Aliens. It was dope albums, but we were in the moment. We were living life
Yeah.
with these albums, growing up as teenagers. That shit was not a part of my vocabulary back then because I didn't care. I didn't care if it was a classic or not. If it was dope to me, I played it. You know what I'm saying? There's albums that I might like. Like I like Def Squad album. Reg don't like it, but even that, I'm not gonna say it's a classic. It was a dope album because I like it. So it didn't matter what kind of rating it got from the source or double XL. It didn't matter to me. That don't matter. Even if it was a classic album, it wouldn't matter to me because to me, if it's dope, I'm gonna play it. So I didn't think like that. I didn't have that mentality. That whole classic term, I noticed that was like something in like the last maybe 10 years that I noticed, especially on social media, that it's all about a classic movie or a classic, album. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's quick to label something the GOAT or you know what I'm saying? I didn't think like that back then. So I'm coming from a different era. That shit don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? If when I do a review, I'm doing it because I like the album. It don't have to be I did a review on Raekwon's Immobility because I like the album. That's not a classic album.
I didn't even like that
Raekwon
album.
don't even like that album. And he talked about it. He don't even like that album. That's his worst album. You know what I'm saying?
Lex
I
Diamond
mean,
took
well,
it.
I'm going by what he said. He said he don't
Uh,
like the album. It's his worst album in his discography. He don't like the album. A lot of people don't like it. I like the album. I've always liked Immobility, but it's not a classic album. You know what I'm saying? But again, I like the album. It don't have to be a classic for us to discuss it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not thinking that it has to just be a classic. It don't have to be a classic. Some of the best albums are not even considered classic albums. You know what I'm saying? But they mean something to us. So like when Most Def came out with Black on Both Sides, that didn't get no classic rating, but it's considered a dope ass album to the community. That's why people hold it up there in such high regards. You know what I'm saying? Or OC Jewel's album. That didn't get no five mic rating, but it's considered a dope ass album to the community. And that's all that matters. As long as it's a dope ass album to me. It don't have to get five mics or some Grammy Awards or nothing.
yeah, Alonzo, I didn't watch the movie yet.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
I don't even know if I really want to review the movie to be real true.
I mean, if they want praise, then discuss the album. That's all. Just discuss it. I don't care to get into a debate with people about what album is classic and this and that. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're coming from a different mentality with that. I don't that wasn't my mentality. It's still in when it comes to albums. I don't care about all that stuff. If it's good to me, then that's all that matters. If it's good to you, that's all that should matter. If you like an album and everybody else don't like it, as long as you like it, that's all that should matter. It's not about
Yeah.
what public opinion and what everybody else got to say about the album. That shouldn't matter. Now there people that do. I know people that do that. They do care about what people say regarding an album. Like, oh, did you like this Nelly album? Well, people said I don't. It wasn't good. But again, you going by what people say. If you like that Nelly album, then you bump that Nelly album. Don't care about what my opinion is on Nelly. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't like it, if you like it, that's all that matters. You know, I know people like that. I know people that bought Nellyville because of the hype. You know what I'm saying? But they might not necessarily have been a Nelly fan, but they're going off of the hype. So you're going off of the hype. So if you have that album 20 years down the line, do you still like that album, or is it because of the hype behind it? You know what I mean? You know, I don't. If you don't like an album, people feel some type of way. Oh, you don't like this album. Why don't you like this? Because I don't. You're not gonna like everything. I don't like every album from Jay-Z. I think he has some trash albums, but the majority of his discography is solid. I don't need to like Magna Carta. That doesn't mean I don't like Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z. I don't like Magna Carta. You know what I'm saying? There's a Dark Side. That's not one of my favorite Redman albums. I don't think it's a classic album. But again, I wasn't going by what people think. If people think There's a Dark Side is classic, that's great. I don't think it's a classic. You know what I'm saying? I like some songs off of it, but I don't think it's a great album. I think Doctor the Name is better than There's a Dark Side. I think Muddy Waters is better than There's a Dark Side. His first album is better, but I still love Redman the same. So I'm not going by what the masses say. You know what I'm saying? We have to untrain our mentality from worrying about what everybody think and what everybody say. Because at the end of the you laughing, but I'm being serious. But
No, I'm watching something. That's why I'm sorry.
at the end of the day, it's all about what you like, not what everybody else like. And I think in hip hop we're the only genre where this goes on. It don't happen in rock and roll. It don't happen in pop music. It don't happen in R&B. Hip hop is the only genre where if somebody don't have the same opinion as you, they want to criticize you for that. They want to crucify you. I don't care. 'Cause I'm
Exactly.
here. I'm gonna be here. So you crucifying me is not gonna stop me.
Exactly. Like
You know what I'm saying?
niggas be getting mad at me. Cause I don't be kissing a lot of these motherfuckers'
Fuck all
ass
that.
and shit.
Fuck all that.
I don't give a
I'm
flying
gonna
fuck.
be here. I'm gonna be here. So you can say what you want. I don't care.
I'm like,
That's just
still
my
here.
opinion on shit. And people got to start voicing their opinion and stop acting like, you know, what social media what they're gonna say. Who cares what social media says? I don't live for social media. I live life before the internet. You know what I'm saying? There was life before the internet at one point. I don't care about what people saying on the internet. I gotta be me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can value our opinion, but you don't have to agree with everything I say because if you like the album, then like it. Don't stop listening to the shit because I don't like it. Because me and you are two different people. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't like There's a Dark Side and you love it, then continue to love it. Don't stop loving it because Try don't like it. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Because I've seen that happen. Like, oh well, I've seen people come to me and be like, yo, they look at me like I'm some like rap god, like rap professor and shit. I'm like, yo, I don't know everything when it comes to rap. I just know what I know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if
Right.
you value my opinion, that's cool. But if you love something, then you love it for you. Don't go for what I'm saying because of you look at me in high regards or whatever. I don't care about all
I'm just gonna be
that. I
real
just
with
have
you.
my own opinion and voice on shit. That's just what it is.
I'm just gonna be real with you. We're gonna get like a lot of
Well,
mixed
that's good.
feedback. We're gonna get
I
like a
love
lot.
it. Bring it. Bring all the hate. Bring all the whatever. I don't lose sleep at night
I
over
mean,
what people say. I
yeah,
never
I
have.
mean, I always think when we do that Donda review and shit, you gonna get like a lot of that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Bring it on. I love Kanye West. I'm excited to hear his new album. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. People don't like Kanye. That's on them. I love Kanye. So I've always supported Kanye from day one.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna stop now because he was siding with Trump or whatever the fuck he was doing. He was acting crazy. That's his business. That's his personal life.
Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. Like, just support your favorite artists and shit. That's
Exactly.
what you gotta do.
That his personal life ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? He rich. That ain't got shit to do with me. I'm talking music here. Music, he's one of the best. And he's dropped a couple of albums in the past that I don't like. And hopefully Donda is better than those gospel albums he was dropping.
But to be honest, I'm not even looking forward to it.
You're not looking forward to it?
I won't be real. People saying that he's sounding hungry. People say it sounds ahead of its time. Yeah, because something. somebody has all this quality, don't mean he's always good and shit. But
Remember, he was working on Donda for years, and he kept pushing it back.
shit,
You know what I'm saying? So like even when he was doing Pablo and all those other Yeezus and all that, he was working on Donda for years. For whatever reason he kept pushing it back and pushing it back. Good ass job. He was working on that. He kept pushing that album back. So we still don't
that
have a good ass job yet.
that album's never gonna come out.
That's never gonna come out. It might never come out ever. You know what I'm saying? And he's worked on it in years. There's been artists on that album. But for whatever reason, he's finally finished with Donda, and I'm excited to hear it. And I'm not gonna front. You know what I'm saying? Because I love Kanye West. I've supported him from the Get Well Soon mixtapes all the way to now. So I'm not gonna like not pretend that I don't like Kanye. I love Kanye.
I feel you. I'm gonna stay on for about 5 more minutes.
Hip hop, yes, we still dealing with shit for that we should have been dealt with. 20 people still talking about location. I can't believe in this day and ever location is still an issue in hip hop. It shouldn't be. This regional thing needs to stop because we don't own none of this land. This land is not ours. This whole regional thing, oh, the South, the New York don't respect the South and this and that. I don't want to be a part of no discussions like that, yo. Because that's some shit that should have been over once Pac and Biggie got killed. It's just certain. You don't ever hear in rock. This is again. This don't happen in rock. I've never heard nobody say, "Oh, I can't listen to Bon Jovi because he's from Jersey. He's doing Jersey rock." Nobody says shit like that because they don't care about location in rock and roll. Why is it in our genre? It's oh well, you're from the South, I can't fuck with you, or you're from the East Coast, you're not respecting me because I'm from down south. That's just stupid. You know? Did I see the site? I gotta see the episode. Y'all. I've been we've been doing shit. Y'all just forgot. I've been definitely check it out though.
I'm gonna watch the show now.
You gonna watch it now, right now?
Yeah,
Was it like a documentary that he's doing or something?
it's like some sketch comedy show or some shit.
Oh, he's doing his comedy.
Yeah,
It's on his YouTube channel, right?
yeah.
I saw the notification. I just haven't watched it yet though. Right, exactly. Like Makai said, Jay-Z's his favorite rapper. He don't like every album, and that's great. But again, it's like when you say shit like that, people feel like, oh well, what's wrong with him? Why you don't like all the Jay-Z albums? Like why? Because he don't.
People say I'm a hater because I don't fuck with Drake like that.
So because you don't fuck with Drake, you're a hater. There's a lot of people that don't fuck with Drake that I know. So you wouldn't be the only one. Why is that?
What's the name of the show?
I don't know. It's on his. I guess it's on his YouTube channel.
Oh,
They're very divided, and this is why we have a disconnection with the generations now. There's a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Because people are too divided. They try to divide the shit that we created.
you don't have rock fans doing this shit.
Exactly. They don't do that. They could care less where you from. They collaborate with everybody and party with everybody and sleep with everybody's woman. You know, they don't care about where they from and what race they are. That's also another problem. Racism in hip hop is still a thing that needs to stop. This whole thing about Eminem and you know the minute we have this whole Black Lives Matter movement, black people want to feel like, oh well, I don't bump Eminem, and I know you was bumping Eminem 20 years ago. So now all of a sudden, because we're doing this whole Black Lives Matter movement, you have a problem with him? That's fake to me. You know, that shouldn't be a part of hip hop.
I'm watching it
Nickelback.
now.
You like Nickelback?
Hell no.
I like some Nickelback songs, Neat Boy. You know what I'm saying? I like some of these songs. You know, I have no problem saying that. Nickelback to me was, I mean, I don't have none of the albums. I like some of these songs. They're not one of my favorite rock bands, but some of these songs I fuck with. She
What?
said, show the screen.
Well, I'm
He said,
watching on my TV and shit, so
I'm gonna check it out because I'm on Sahar's YouTube channel, so I'm gonna check it out.
this shit better be funny and shit. Cause you said it was on some. You
I
said
didn't
it was
know
like,
I didn't know it was comedy he was doing. I thought it was like a documentary about his life or something.
damn, this is a long theme song and shit.
Yeah, EDM don't deal with this.
I'm about to make some steak.
Making steak at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
Oh wow. He wants us to do a reaction.
man, I got a lot of shit planned, man.
I,
Y'all got
hey,
a lot of
hey,
shit.
I don't mind doing a reaction. I will definitely check it out.
All right, but it's good. That's gonna be
If I
like
don't like
probably
it, then you can't blame me. I want it again. I want to see it for myself. I never see it before.
yeah. I'll probably one day, but this theme song is long. I'm gonna fast forward this theme song because this shit's like
How long are the episodes? Is it like 20 minutes or what is it?
this episode. The first episode is 31 minutes.
Okay, so it's a real episode then.
Yeah. Okay, some fucking news report, Channel 2 News.
EDM artists are not real DJs.
Alonzo asked if you watch anime.
I watch some anime, not all. I watch certain anime. Death Note, I like that. Cowboy Bebop, I used to watch that. Dragon Ball Z.
No.
Um, you don't like Dragon Ball Z?
No, I love
Oh,
Dragon Ball Z. I'm
oh,
just doing making that face because this show
oh,
uses a laugh track.
um, uh, what else? Yeah, that's
Cowboy
I don't know.
Bebop
I
is
don't know if you call Full Metal Alchemist anime.
it is.
Yeah, I watched that. Um, yeah, I don't watch a lot of anime. I've seen like some anime films too. You know, Vampire Hunter D. I saw that. Kira. But I'm not like a huge anime fan. But there's certain anime stuff I watch.
I feel you. You watch you ever heard of this one anime called Black Butler?
No, what's that about?
Pretty much the spoiled kid who has a butler when the butler kind of like watches over him and it gets like his conscious or whatever.
Mm,
It's actually all right.
it's good. Is there any action to it or
It's like a mystery kind of anime.
Sailor Moon too? Sailor Moon is anime.
Oh, I love Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. I know they bought Sailor Moon back.
Oh my god.
I don't know why, but yeah, Sailor Moon I used to watch.
Oh my god.
JoJo Bizarre.
Why?
I don't know that one. Oh my god, I don't know that one.
Yeah, I never heard of JoJo either.
Yeah, I don't know why they bought it back.
Okay, these niggas just rapping. I thought it was gonna be some jokes and shit.
Pokemon. I'm a huge Pokemon. Well, I was a huge Pokemon fan. I used to
Yeah,
watch Pokemon.
Pokemon's my shit. Everything
Pokemon.
up to Sinnoh.
Well, I mean, I still watch. I watch the movies now that they do. Like the Detective Pokemon was good.
These
Um,
niggas waited to this niggas waited till we got to 30 years old because the motherfucker finally beat a fucking
start
league and
speaking.
shit.
Right.
This
Right.
motherfucker finally got to leave. This motherfucker waited till we were 30 years old and shit.
Right. That's how I felt about watching The Simpsons. Like I'm like, well, how come Lisa never spoke?
You mean Maggie?
Maggie, how come Maggie the baby never spoke?
She only spoke one time and Elizabeth Taylor voiced her.
Right. I would have loved. They need to have Maggie start speaking, yo. It's time. Like, get
If,
rid of the pacifier.
if fucking Bonnie from Family Guy can have a fucking baby after being pregnant for like 5 seasons and
Right.
shit.
Fucking the dog on Family Guy speaks. How come Maggie's not speaking? It's time for her to start speaking. They should have been did that. Gen 5. Oh, he was a fan of Pokemon up until Gen 5. Wow. Exhibit at the speed of light for 40 days. We talking about at the speed of light tomorrow.
I'm gonna give 40 Days a slight edge.
That was dope.
But yeah. This shit. What the fuck
Is
am I
it
even
good?
watching?
Is it good? Boy,
The
what you
la-
got me watching here, yo?
the laugh track is throwing me off. I mean, I'm watching the first episode, so
Uh,
let me not judge it too fast.
so he couldn't get it on like Hulu or nothing. He went straight to YouTube with it.
Well, I guess because it's like I guess he has to get away with certain shit. I guess,
Oh, I
but
see. Right.
yeah, I'm gonna actually end the video off right here because I'm getting hungry as fuck. All right, few announcements. So Thursday, well, later on today, we're gonna do the At the Speed of Life exhibit. First time talking about exhibit on this channel. I'm really happy about that.
Yep.
What else? What did I say? I think Sunday, I really want to talk about sitting on Chrome
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay.
But I have to see. I gotta talk with my job. I have to actually wake up. We're gonna go to my fucking job
Right.
to see if they actually turn my back on information. My job, remind them to turn my back on, so I can go to this orientation on Friday.
Right.
So I gotta be up at late 9 a.m. in the morning and shit.
Oh, it was on Title. I didn't know that. They put it on Title.
Yeah. Oh wow, Jay-Z shit.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's what I forgot to say. Next week too. I think I said the 26th. We're gonna do Scarface the Fix.
Yes.
Dame is gonna make his return.
Dope.
Yes. When I first heard that album, everyone says that's one of his best album, maybe his second best.
Mhm.
It's a good album, but I just found out some shit about the album that I'm gonna save
Okay.
until we talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's an MC we mentioned in this video too. That's all I gotta say. Oh yeah, but trying to think. Yeah, I think that's it for now. You know what I'm saying? The sitting on Chrome, of course, that might be an afternoon review.
Okay.
Possibly 4, but I'll give the final answer by tomorrow. With that being said, Pudgee's King of New York. Make sure y'all check that shit out if you guys are curious about why the album never came out, what it sounds like, mid-90s boom bap, whatever you want to call this shit. You know what I'm saying? Thank you again, Try, for this.
Yeah, no doubt.
I will see y'all tomorrow. Oh, that's what I forgot.
Yes.
So the exhibit At the Speed of Life review is going to be at 10 o'clock
Okay.
p.m. because somehow, some way, you convinced me to do an Donda reaction.
I can miss you.
Yeah, because all this hype for Donda.
I just thought it was like it's like one of the biggest albums coming out this week. So you know
So
what I mean?
everybody is the only album coming out this
It's
week.
the only album. I thought there was something else coming out on Friday.
Keyword: whenever Kanye drops something, it's the only shit
It's the
coming
only
out.
album for now. Okay.
But
Conway not dropping on Friday.
let me. Oh
I
shit!
think Conway dropping on Friday. The
Oh
God,
shit!
the mistakes. The Shady album.
Hold on, let me double check.
Cause the track list is out. Unless you want to do the Conway joint instead.
Let's just do the Kanye. I know the Conway I know the Conway is going to either be good to very good.
Right.
I have no issue with Conway, but Kanye, I'm intrigued.
Kanye dropping because they already got the commercial playing. He dropping on Friday.
Yeah, but
Conway released the track list on his Instagram page, so that's definitely coming out.
okay.
That's the last album on Shady because after that the deal is done with them.
Oh no release date has been announced for the Conway album.
Oh, okay. So you just put the track list out there like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Okay, now they're in the fucking kitchen. Okay, anyway. But yeah, so the Donda review or reaction, as I should say, is gonna be midnight tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to make the at the speed of life no more than an hour and 20 minutes, so that way
Right.
we can all get ready
Okay.
for this fucking Donda, get the anticipation. I can maybe get fucking drunk or some shit, eat some cakes, I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah, because I don't know. I haven't really been hyped about a Kanye album since, like I said, My Beautiful. I don't
right.
even hype for My Beautiful Dark
You
Twisted
wasn't hyped for
Fantasy.
that? That was a great album, man.
I
That
would
was,
say Watch the Throne. I was more
it-
hyped for Watch the
we didn't
Throne.
discuss that one yet, right? Cause you said you wanted to discuss that album.
Yeah, that's gonna be the week after next.
Oh, okay, we
'Cause
got that.
I want because one of my homeboy want to join us for that one
You
too.
did say that. Okay.
Yeah. See, I still got it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ja Rule too is. I want to talk about Ja Rule next week and shit
Okay.
too. I don't know when next week because
Right.
yeah. But yeah, a lot of this is gonna be a Thursday, Friday shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm more hyped talking about Exhibit, if anything, to
Yeah.
be real with you.
I feel you.
Kanye can go either way. I still haven't gotten over the slavery as a choice. I still haven't gotten over that shit
A lot of people have.
all the way. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be,
I feel
but
you.
it's Kanye, so
Right.
fuck it.
Hopefully it's good. Hopefully.
Hopefully,
I have faith in Kanye. I think he will get back to his vintage form.
hopefully. But anyway, let me end off this video before Senior sends me a message and shit. So hope everyone has a good night. I will see y'all later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.